You are listening to Proof Text, a Glossa House podcast exploring Scripture with Dr. T. Michael W. Halcomb and Dr. Frederick J. Long. Welcome and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Proof Text. I'm Michael Halcomb, and in this episode of the podcast, we're going to look at the Greek root graph. So that's what's on the agenda, graph. And I have stepbible.org open, becoming one of my go-to resources for Bible study, scripture study. So I have my keyboard changed to Greek, and what I can do here is essentially just enter in the root graph. And if you're watching, you can see what's going on here. In this table that pops up, for word, I can click words that start with graph, or I can just go down and click grapho or graphe, so we can see the verb form grapho or graphe, the noun form. And so if I click the verb form, what's going to happen is all the passages that have that verb form in them are going to pop up. And I can go back up here, I can enter it again, I can click the noun form graph. There you go. So graph has to do with writing. It's where we get our word graph from, or even graffiti is a good way to think about this. We get our word graphic, believe it or not, from this. So it has to do with writing, and you'll be able to see if I go back here and type in one more time the suggested under the suggested words that start with graph. It's going to give me, this one did not work. Oh, there it goes. Now it's working. It's going to give me all the places, both verbs and nouns, that this pops up. And so when we see in the New Testament, especially the plural egraphe or egraphe, or some form of that, like that's usually referring to the scriptures. So we'll translate it that as formally as the scriptures. So in Matthew 26:56, we have tute de olon yegonen ina plerothosin egrapheton propheton. And so this happened in order that it might be fulfilled, the scriptures or the writings of the prophets. Now you can do it literally, the writings as well, but the scriptures of the prophets would work here too. So graph, again, has to do with writing, and you can think graffiti as sort of a mnemonic device. Here in John 7:42, uch e graphe ipen. Do the scriptures not say, oti ek tu spermatos David? Do the scriptures not say this? Out of the seed of David. Right? So, or does the scripture not say this, if you want to use that singular? So you have egraphe and egraphe, the scripture and the scriptures. So that's really what it's going to refer to a lot, is the scriptures when we're talking about the New Testament. But again, it can mean the writing or the writings. And yeah, this is a pretty easy one. It should be very familiar to you given the graph root. All right, hope that helps.
Interested in growing your ancient language skills but not sure where to start? Glossa House can help. From illustrated readers and short stories to lexicons and grammars, Glossa House offers a variety of resources for beginning, intermediate, and experienced ancient language learners. Head to glossahouse.com today. Glossa House, language resources for the global community.